Hello, old viewers, new viewers, and fellow reviewers. I saw Finding Dory about a couple months ago, and I was planning on reviewing it back then, but back then I was having trouble with actually getting reviews done, and I'm still having trouble with getting reviews done. But I hope to have that rectified by the end of this school year, which is May. So I really hope to get you guys some more reviews. More on that later. So, what do I think of Finding Dory? Overrated. I don't think it's a piece of hot trash, but the fact that this movie is so highly praised and yet there's really nothing that great about it baffles me because why is it getting so much praise? Just why? Even some of my friends seem to really like this movie. Corey's Reviews and Alex Hernandez both give this movie a near masterpiece rating. Like, why? This movie does nothing better. This movie does nothing to improve on the Finding Nemo franchise at all. So let me explain to you why. Alright, what's the plot? It's a year after the events of Finding Nemo, even though it took us 13 years to get ourselves a sequel. And I gotta say, oh right, it's a year after the events of Finding Nemo, and Dory is now starting to remember where her parents are for some reason, and she decides to go out looking for them with the help of Marlin and Nemo, and they end up in an aquarium, and an octopus and beluga whale and whale shark help them out. Yeah, not much to say about this movie. Okay, what I've heard about this movie is that it really tugs at your heartstrings with the Dory character. I say no, not really. Because, yeah, while the Dory character is kind of sympathetic, it's not going to make me straight up bawl because, oh, she can't find her parents. Yeah, no, that's not going to work for me. Yeah, I couldn't explain the plot very well because I did not see this movie recently, and I did it because of one of the older reviews that I had tried to write. I had tried to write reviews of A Car's Life, Family Weekend, all that crap. Of those older reviews, I could not. I mean, Finding Dory was the one that I remember the most because Finding Dory was the one that came up the most. And what do I have to say about it? The plot is kind of generic. The characters aren't any better than in the first film. I would actually say that some characters are underused. The seal characters, including the Idris Elba one, underused. I would have liked to see those characters a bit more. Marlin and Nemo have a couple segments here and there. They are underused because, again, this movie is mostly about Dory. The Hank character, the octopus dude, is actually a character who's not underused, who's actually fulfills his purpose in the film, and who I actually came to really like. The Hank character is the best part of the film, and I agree with everyone else. This is the only thing that I agree with everyone else on this movie. Hank, I give you props for making me actually like something about this movie. Anyway, Dory, I don't like her that much. Not in this movie. And I think that really has to do with the hype. That's it. She doesn't come off as annoying. Uh, she actually comes off as pretty sympathetic. I just don't really like her that much. Okay, there's not that many characters. Oh yeah. Contrary to what? Okay, sorry. You know what actually disappoints me about this movie? The fact that it didn't pander to me. Like, when I heard that they were doing a Finding Dory sequel, I thought, yeah, we're gonna see this tank gang and the sharks and the turtles and everybody else from the first movie because that would be so awesome, right? I mean, the first movie ended with the tank gang trying to escape and they were still in the bags. I was always wondering, hey, did they ever get out of the bags? If not, what happened to them? Obviously, they must have died or something because they don't return in this movie, and that kind of saddens me. Now, one reason that might be is because one of the voice actors for the Tank Gang died in 2005. Um, it was for the crab or shrimp thing, or I don't know what that thing was, but he was French. Yeah, I think that might be a reason why they didn't include the Tank Gang here. But probably not because they still replaced a couple voice actors. Nemo, yeah, they replaced him because you can't keep a kid for 13 years. And this new voice actor does not do this character justice. This new voice actor is actually kind of annoying. I think he's sassy for some reason, a smart aleck. I don't know why. I just remember him being that way. And he doesn't come off as like a sympathetic character like he was doing before. You almost don't care for Nemo in this movie anymore. And that's pretty sad. It's actually pretty sad. Because you really cared a lot for Marlin and Nemo in the first movie because of the situation. Now, it's just, you don't care a shit about them. Because they put Dory at the forefront, which was a bad idea. I don't know why you would do that. This movie is not great. Okay? It actually starts to make no sense whatsoever near the end. Now, there's this scene where Dory manages to find her parents because of some shells that they kept on leaving behind. And then it all culminates into this one emotional, I guess, scene where she follows a trail of shells where she sees that her parents have put up a bunch of shells there so that she could find her way back. And for some reason, her parents have been staying there for the past 20 years in fish time, waiting for her ass to come back. Which I don't believe any parent would really do, like, to that extent. Yeah, sure, the daughter disappeared. But at this time, you should probably think that she's dead. Not waste your time in what looks like murky-ass waters. Like, it didn't make any sense to me there. The movie actually started to fail around the last 30 minutes. It was longer than it should have been, even though it's not really that long. Okay, let me actually start praising the movie for once. The voice acting. It's Pixar. It's always great. Okay? The animation. It's Pixar. It's always great. Actually, the animation in this movie, the aquarium, looks photorealistic. I give this movie props for that. Okay? I just don't think that makes up for how lazy this movie is compared to other Pixar movies. Pixar could have done so much better. I'm thinking the same thing with movies like The Good Dinosaur and Brave. Well, Brave is better than The Good Dinosaur and Finding Dory. It still isn't as good as something that Pixar would do. It's definitely something that Disney would do. Yeah, I can't really explain this movie this much. You might as well just call this a rant. I might review this movie again. I just wanted to do this because I'm honestly on a roll right now, trying to record multiple reviews at the same time. I've actually recorded about 6-7 other reviews that I haven't uploaded yet, and I'm gonna upload them soon. Finding Dory, for me, it gets a 6 out of 10. I may change my mind. I may say a 7 out of 10, just to appease the masses or something like that. And also because I can't really remember this movie that in-depthly. But come on. Come on, Pixar. No, no, just never do this again. Go back to what you were before, because now you're just making films that are lazy and cliched. Sorry, not cliched, but just generic. Generic. Very generic. Cars 2, Brave. I would have to say Monsters University. From the way it sounds, would be generic. I don't know because I've never actually seen the movie. Finding Dory. Yes. Yes, this movie is generic as fuck. I recommend that you guys, go see every movie. I'm that kind of guy. But in reality, I really don't recommend that you guys see this movie. Because it's not that good. Sorry, it's not that great. It's still an okay movie. It's just not great. Believe me, please. Anyways, this is just the Celluloader. This is Josh, the Celluloader, and this was, you could say, a rant on Finding Dory because this isn't really that great of a review. See you guys. Oh yes, another thing I forgot to mention were the new characters. Denise and Beluga? I don't know. Okay, so there's a whale shark who's nearsighted. Very pointless. I didn't find her to be as endearing of as charming of a character as some other people found her. I actually found her to just be kind of like, why is she here? Then there's the beluga whale guy, who I actually found to be a pretty annoying character, especially when he figures out that he can now use his sonar. He's like, just shut up. Shut up. No. No. How do people think this movie is great again? I honestly am not seeing it. The 93% on Rotten Tomatoes baffles me. The A+ rating from Corey's Reviews baffles me. The 9 out of 10 from Alex Hernandez baffles me. Like, seriously, this has got to be one movie that I am actually pretty damn opinionated on. Because I'm legitimately not getting how you guys could see such great things in this movie. You realize this is Pixar. Pixar has done so much better. Goodbye.